Hey guys, it's Emma Vigling with TYT Politics. I wanted to give a follow-up on the shooting in Las Vegas. I was just there. You see the Mandalay Bay Hotel when you fly in. It's incredibly eerie. That was obviously when the terrorist, Stephen Paddock, killed 58 people at a music festival in Las Vegas. Almost 1,000 people have died from gun violence since then, which is a remarkable statistic. That happened on October 1st. It is now towards the end of the month, so around 1,000 people in a month have died from gun violence. Nearly 900 people have been killed and almost 2,000 wounded by American gun violence since the Las Vegas shooting gripped the world's attention at the beginning of the month. Data compiled by the Gun Violence Archive shows that 896 people have died as a result of shootings since Las Vegas, with 23-year-old Ellie Bacote of Pamplico, South Carolina, the first fatal victim listed after those at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival. Gun Violence Archive data shows 1,990 people have been wounded from the night of October 1st through Tuesday. Those killings are believed to have been carried out with handguns, not high-powered assault-style weapons such as those in the arsenal of Paddock that have been accumulated over the years. So this is why the NRA is supportive of the bump stock legislation that is being put forth in Congress and has bipartisan support. Republicans have said they're going to vote for it, obviously because their NRA overlords gave them the okay, and Democrats are going to do whatever they can to get some sort of legislation through. But the majority of the gun violence in this country is not done with assault rifles or semi-automatic weapons turned into automatic weapons. It's done by handguns, and we should be focusing on reducing the amount of handguns in this country, but we have a sickness, and I'm going to provide you with some statistics that I think are incredible about the amount of gun violence that we have in the country. America has 4.4% of the world's population, but almost half of the civilian-owned guns around the world. And here's a shocker. States with fewer guns have fewer gun deaths, and states with more guns have more gun deaths per capita. New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Hawaii, all blue liberal states don't have as much gun violence per capita. They just don't. Wyoming, Alabama, Louisiana, Montana, they have a ton of gun violence, and the results are the same when you look at the statistics based on gun restrictions. And yes, most gun deaths are actually suicides, but the states with more guns have more suicides, and Australia's gun buyback program actually reduced suicides in the country. So this isn't an open question. When you reduce the amount of guns, you reduce the amount of gun homicides, and the Australia gun buyback program reduced suicides altogether because people didn't have the easy means to pull the trigger. They could obviously kill themselves in other ways, but they didn't have guns to do so. So that's irrefutable. Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut is proposing universal background checks for anyone buying a gun ever, no matter the kind, which was the same kind of legislation proposed after Sandy Hook, which happened in his state. However, that bill failed. All but 4 Republicans voted against it. The yes votes included the moderate, I know by today's standards, Susan Collins, and then also John McCain. A few Democrats voted against that bill. That was Heidi Heitkamp. She's the only Democrat who voted against universal background checks who is still in the Senate. The rest of them are gone, and the rest of them were from reddish states, perhaps because actually universal background checks at the time had a 90% support. I'm not saying that's why they're not in office, but clearly they don't have a penchant for listening to their constituents and listening to the people. So this isn't an open question. If we reduce the amount of guns, handguns, we will reduce the amount of gun violence. If we reduce the amount of assault weapons, we will reduce the amount of mass shootings. These are killing machines. They're designed to kill. And that's the reality of it.